What's going on, guys? It's me, your boy Samo. Welcome to the very first Warzone Wednesday podcast. For those of you who do not know who I am, my name's Samo. I've said that already. And I am a Warzone streamer and content creator. So I've been gaming for a long time because I'm old. I've played pretty much every Call of Duty game ever released, but I've always been super casual at my gaming. Up until Warzone, I started to game a lot more. End of Verdansk, I started throwing a few clips up, and 2022, I bought myself a PC, started chucking all the streams up, and here we are 2 years later. And now we're starting the podcast, which has been in discussion for ages, and we finally pulled the finger out, and the podcast is here. My co-host is Dave. Dave, do you want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm 39 years old. I'm Dave. I'm a streamer on Twitch under UK Bad Boys TV. I've been playing games since the age of, I want to say about 8. Like Sonic the Hedgehog was my first game, and then obviously moving into going on live is when I started taking gaming properly. Obviously, the very first Xbox that went online, and then since then it's always been Ghosts, Rainbow Six, if you can remember that, and then moving on to Call of Duty, and obviously onto Warzone. So that's about it, Samo.
That's it. Good. So that's how we met, actually, wasn't it? Through Warzone.
Yeah, through Warzone.
I remember you dropping into my stream that day. I was doing a daytime stream, wasn't I? And I was talking to that guy about not grooming me. Do you remember?
And then I was like, he seems like a really nice guy. Now, if I write to him on Twitch and say to him, do you fancy a game? Is he going to be one of them people that says, no, sorry, don't play with people I don't know? Yeah. But to be honest, he wasn't. He was like, yeah, we can get some games. And then literally within a couple of hours, I think we was playing together.
I think we got a win on our first game as well, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
That was Warzone 2, which we will not talk about. That game was great.
It was the movement, though, wasn't it? Did you say it was the movement?
I think it was definitely the movement. Definitely the movement side of it is what made it not good.
I don't think the map was terrible. I just think everything that was in it was terrible.
Do you know what? The movement. I liked the map, though. This is what I mean. Can you imagine playing Warzone 2 on Verdansk movement? That game would have been different.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But that's why they took it all out with the dolphin dive, didn't they?
Yeah.
So for me, it wasn't anything spectacular.
No.
It had loads of issues.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, from the outset, which we will definitely talk about that in this pod, 100%.
Yeah.
So we decided we'd start this pod on Warzone 3, whatever we're calling it now. Who knows? Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna let you take this one. How do you feel about the game right now? What are your thoughts?
Currently as it is?
Yeah.
I think the map is good. I think it's the best map, but I don't want to call it too early. I did say to people that obviously everyone was asking me how the map was, and I was saying, you've got to give it time. I think you just have to give it time, find your rotations and see what you're going to do, because obviously with Verdansk, I know I keep saying it's one of my favourite maps and everything like that, but I think it was the time of obviously when the map came out, it was all in lockdown, and it was just good times every single day. Do you know what I mean? So I like the rotations on Verdansk. However, this map, obviously, I'm still learning rotations and things like that. So how does it play? I like the movements back. I think that's a massive thing.
Yeah.
But it still has its issues. So I think every Call of Duty or every Warzone we've played, it has its issues.
Yeah, so I don't think you're not going to get a perfect map, are you? That's the thing. You're not going to get a perfect map. And like you said, Verdansk was the time. Do you know what I mean? The timing of it was what made it so good. It was a good map. Like, everybody enjoyed it. Everyone liked the way it played. You know, every time people talk about the movements and stuff like that, all I ever hear is saying that, you know, Infinity Ward never intended to make the movement as good as what it was. It was a mistake, and that's why they can't replicate it now, because they don't know what they did to make it so good. But, you know, 100%. It was the time that gave it that real boost, but you know, it was a good map. But I'm going to say it. This map is the best map we've had, in my opinion. And that's my opinion. In my opinion, it's the best map we've ever had. The reason is, like we've said, Verdansk was a good map, but it was more the timing that made it so good. But you always had that high point in every map. So you had Al Mazrah, you had the observatory, bang in the middle, like trying to rotate across that. You know, how many times did we die trying to rotate across the observatory? You know, the same with like Verdansk. If you ever rotated across certain parts of it, you knew you was going to die if you had to do that rotation. Whereas I feel this map's so dense with so many different levels. You know, you've got the buildings, but there's no sort of main high point in the middle. Do you see what I mean? So I like it. I think it's a great map. You know, in terms of the game in general, think of when Warzone 2 launched last year. I reckon 3 out of 5 games you'd lag out, or it'd be literally unplayable at the start. We've not really had that this year.
This is the thing. It's obviously you had so many issues in Warzone 2.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
You had
100%.
so many issues with Verdansk at the end with hackers.
Yep.
And you still had them in Warzone 2. You know what I mean? Until obviously it's getting less and less. We know that. But you had so many issues in Warzone 2 that Warzone, whatever one you want to call this, is looking a lot better because
100%.
there's not as many issues. However, there's still loads of issues in the game.
Yeah.
It's just you don't notice them as much. Obviously, the map is great. I think the map does look good, and I think it plays well. I think give yourself another 4 or 5 months down the line and see what they do with weapon balance and things like that. Obviously, we'll get into.
Yeah.
And see how it plays from then. Like, how long's the game been out? What are we looking at? It's been out
a month or just over a month, isn't
it? Been, December, isn't it? Beginning of December, right? So you're looking at a month and a week. So, and then I think you're trying to compare it, and it's so early on in the early stage.
Yeah.
I think, obviously, as this podcast progresses down the line, then things might change.
Yeah, I mean, of course it will.
Yeah.
But then I also think like you have to compare it to the game to the previous games, and none of them have ever launched with less problems than this one. Really, think about it. Name me a major problem in the game right now.
The thing is, it couldn't get any worse, right?
Name me a major problem in the game right now.
In this game?
Yeah, as in
servers.
Yeah, so servers, but then that's always been a problem.
But that is a major issue.
But
regardless of how you look at it.
But you look at when I'll go back to Warzone 2 again. How many times did you lag out in the first few weeks?
Oh, God, yeah,
constantly, which we've not had this time. You know, the movement was rubbish. The guns recoil was mental.
But do you not think that's to do? How do I explain it?
That was because that's what Infinity Ward wanted. They wanted this realism crap, whatever they decided they wanted to go with, which nobody really liked.
But the thing is, obviously, we still have issues with people crashing. We still have people crashing. Not everyone, but certain people.
Yeah.
So it's not completely out, and you're saying that obviously has there been many issues? There hasn't. I've got to admit there hasn't. But the thing is, it couldn't get any worse than it was.
No, of course not. 100%.
But now you have one major problem of the servers. With what was we talking about? It was 12 ticks the other day.
12
compared to 60. Is that correct?
Well, I was looking earlier actually, and games like Valorant have 128 tick servers. So basically that's saying that it refreshes 128 times per second, next to Warzone's 12 or 20, whatever it is. I'm not quite sure. It just goes to show the difference.
Notice that,
yeah,
regardless
100%.
of whatever you said, especially in the Gulag, it could be on the big map, but obviously in the Gulag, something doesn't feel right.
Yeah,
you can be really, really behind the wall, like you're actually behind the wall, not just saying it, but behind the wall and still be killed. You could say you were shot through the wall, but then when you look at the other person's POV, he's clearly shot you and you've not moved, but you're behind the wall.
Yeah.
Well, on your screen, so there's something wrong with the servers.
Yeah, that's definitely an issue, which has always been an issue. But if you look at not excluding the servers, the game in general is probably launching in the best state any of the other Warzones have launched. Do you know what I mean? You look at Verdansk when it first launched, there was everybody was lagging out. There was hackers galore. It was at times a mess. Caldero when that launched was awful. Nobody could see anything because it was like
I don't even want to talk
like
about
a jungle. It was so bad, wasn't it?
Joke, yeah.
And then obviously Warzone 2 was Warzone 2. That speaks for itself. In terms of how this game's launched from the off, for me, it's probably the best we've had it so far.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So looking down the list, one negative I have is the player count. So you look at Warzone 2 and Verdansk, we had 150 players in the lobby, and we're now down to 100. So this map is smaller, than Al Mazrah, but compared to Verdansk, it's probably a similar size, if not a little bit bigger.
Possibly. What was Verdansk? Was Verdansk 150?
Yeah, Verdansk was. I don't think it started at 150, but it definitely went up to 150.
No, it went up. That's what I thought. But
so
the thing
so
is,
was Caldera.
Then you asked the question was, yeah, okay, let's put it to 150, but then how the server's going to act?
But when they spoke about it on somewhere that I've seen they was talking about it anyway. Basically, they said that the reason it's 100 players is nothing to do with servers. That's come from Raven. That's come from Raven.
Why isn't it 150?
But this is what I mean. This is the question that everybody wants to know. Why is it 100 if it's not to do with servers? And the only thing I can think of is that it's going to be so that when you drop, you're not swamped by 3 teams and die straight off the rip, because they want to cater more towards like the casual community, as opposed to dropping hot and there being 150 players. You're going to have a lot more engagements.
Yeah, but I think we've learned not to take Raven's word on certain things, right?
Yeah, but then I think it's not Infinity Ward though, is it?
No, it's true. It is true.
I tell you what, you go look on Twitter last year, this time, how many tweets Infinity Ward put out compared to how many tweets Raven constantly put out, where they literally, even it's just little things. They'll literally post a tweet that says, it's something as simple as, we're aware of a bug where you can't climb a certain ladder. We are working on a fix for it. Like, you never got that from Infinity Ward in Warzone 2. How long did we have that bug in the game where there was like a loadout marker on the map and you'd think, oh sweet, I've got a loadout coming back from the gulag, you land in it and there's nothing there, it's just a bush. That was going on for ages. So they're looking at the bugs and they're saying, look, we know they're there and we're trying to fix it. I think Raven are probably one of the best developers in Call of Duty for that. Do you know what I mean? They've listened to what everyone wants. Everyone wanted the movement back, they've given it. You look at when it launched and we had stupid shotguns and stuff, and they just nerfed it straight away. Like they're not fucking around, are they? They're literally like, no. Tell us what's wrong. Do you know what I mean? If you have a bug, they're saying it on Twitter. You go on their Twitter page and they're like, right, if you notice something, send us a video clip and we will look at it. So that's what you want from a developer. But they're never going to get everything right. And
but this gun, this Interceptor, that's
going to get nerfed.
Everyone's wanted it nerfed for ages. Yeah, but it got nerfed, and then it should have been nerfed again, right? How long has it been?
Yeah, but then, see, this comes into the meta and weapon balancing conversation a little bit later. Yeah, but no, I know what you mean. But I think you can nerf weapons a little bit quicker, but at the same time, it's like we've talked about before. In if you're looking in sort of like general game lobbies rather than ranked, you should have stuff like that that's fun to use, and pub stomping and all that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it's like a double-edged sword, isn't it? It's a double-edged sword. So
I know what you mean.
On that subject, SBMM. I know you like this subject, so I'm going to let you take this one.
So the thing is, obviously, with SBMM, it's like you're always going to get different opinions. All right? Regardless of what you say, you're going to get comeback and people moaning and things like that. However, since they've introduced ranked Warzone and ranked multi, SBMM is fine. That's what you play ranked for.
Yeah,
you want to be matched against the best players. You want to go against the best players in multi and ranked. But then you want to, I don't know, you've been out with your boy football on a Sunday. You're knackered, you're tired, you've just eaten a roast dinner. And you're like, I just want to go on and have a laugh.
You're just living the dream, aren't you?
you just want to go on and go, look, to your other half and go, look, just want to go on for a couple of hours with the boys. All right, you don't want to be put into SBMM lobbies.
No.
You just want to be put into pubs where, yes, you get a bad game, you have a good game. You might have 2 bad games, you might have 2 good games. Put it back to what it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when they changed it or however they changed it, because obviously I went off it for quite a while when they brought out Infinity Warfare.
Yeah.
Because it just got a bit too crazy. It wasn't original enough. And you just want to go on it, and it's not always so. Instead of you winning one game and feeling all happy, and in the next 7 games, in absolute sweat lobbies where you want to turn it off. So instead of you turning the game off, and going, wow, I had a really good time, you're going off and you're beating a door up or something. Do you know what I mean? In the back, it's like you shouldn't come off a game like that. You go and playing ranked modes and come off like that's your choice. But when you go into pubs, you should be let's have a laugh.
Yeah, that ranked mode is there to be competitive. It's there to be a tough win. You know, playing at your best with your best comms and all the rest of it. But
yeah, of course it is.
I mean, I look now when we're playing, when we're in the lobby and we're playing like just a couple of pubs games, and I'm just like, we are so like, right, let's go here and let's do this and good comms and we died and we get frustrated, and I'm just thinking like, these aren't the lobbies we should be doing that in. This is where we should be all running around with rocket launchers, annoying people, or like, do you remember playing Split in like Verdansk, where you wouldn't even drop with your team, you'd drop somewhere else, and you'd like 4-piece a team without even breaking a sweat. And I think the important thing is for me, like I said when I first sort of introduced the pod, I was such a casual gamer, it's unreal. Like sometimes I wouldn't put my computer on for weeks. I might have an hour a day here and there, but I wasn't like a regular gamer. And then playing Verdansk, I enjoyed, but I was trash. Like I was bad, like really bad. I was sitting in bed with my missus asleep next to me on a 50-inch fucking TV, playing it on my PS4, and no comms with anybody, just running around, just thinking, what the fuck am I doing? But I would watch streams like FIFA Kill and Jukies and all those big streamers that were running around and dropping 30, 40, 50 kills in a game. And I would look at that and I'd be like, I want to do that. But that's where the SBMM was probably a little bit more relaxed in the early days of Warzone, and you would get them bot lobbies. But that's what drew people to the game. If you think about it, like if you jump in a game and you're having a hard game every single, like look at us the other night, we had some tough games, really tough games. Like it gets to the point where you're just like, do you know what? I just can't do this. Like you start losing it. If you jump in, all right, you've had a few tough games, but then you drop 15 kills, 20 kills, and you get this proper body lobby, you're like, oh, I'm enjoying this. I'm absolutely annihilating everybody in this lobby. It's so much fun. Like, that's what you need. And that's like you said, have a couple of games that are tough, fair enough, but then drop into a bot lobby so that we could just enjoy it. Like it used enjoy to be. It,
but the thing is, I'm sure I read on Twitter the other day that the SBMM, but
SBMM.
That's right. SBMM.
Not
right,
BDSM.
So that's been
don't get it twisted.
The last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
So going past even before Verdansk.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I read that on Twitter the other day, so I don't know how true that is. But all I know is, obviously, I've been playing Call of Duties for God knows how long.
Yeah.
I just know they've got, obviously, we've gone cross-platform, and obviously there's more servers, and we're on European servers and things like that. It's just got a lot harder and sweatier, and so everyone running around so you can have a laugh.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not. It's literally. I've got myself this monitor. I've got myself a PC now.
Yeah.
I need to get sweaty to be with these players instead of just keeping your old console on a normal TV. I know everything upgrades,
moves forward,
goes on as everything moves forward. But the thing is, it still should be to a certain degree that way. Yeah? If someone wants to go, Dad wants to go out and buy a console and wants to have a few old games on the game on Warzone or multi, it shouldn't be, I've won a game, let's get punished and then lose the next 5 games.
But then I think that's what they've kind of designed resurgence tools, haven't they? The sort of pick up, play a few games and jump off sort of thing. But I mean, I love Resurgence. I think Resurgence is great. I mean, when Rebirth Island and that were out, I think I played that more than I did. Well, I definitely played it more than Caldera because that map was shit. I ain't going to beat around the bush. That map was awful.
Same as me. Didn't play Caldera. Moved on to Rebirth Island, which I stayed on that. But then even Rebirth Island towards the end was getting. Was wearing me down because it was the same thing over and over again. Do you know what I mean? So,
I think they need to rotate. They need to rotate the maps, don't they?
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm really looking forward to Rebirth Island coming back. I can't wait. But I'm also looking forward to Rank coming out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to Fortune's Keep. I know you're not a massive fan of that, but I loved Fortune's Keep, man. It was a great map.
Oh God!
But then it kind of goes against.
Drop in comments if you like Fortune's Keep. Please drop in the comments. Jesus.
Drop a like. Drop a like on the video. Give it a thumbs up if you're with me. Yeah. No, I did. I liked it. I thought it was a great map. I used to get some great 3-4 pieces on that map. But then the movement, I also think the movement is going to be so much different to what it was when we played those maps. That's my only worry. Is it going to feel the same? The movement isn't what it was. Do you know what I mean?
Only time will tell.
Yeah.
That is literally only time will tell.
Do you know what? Do you know what I think? Right. This is that I've not put this. I've not discussed this yet. This is something that I was going to say when we got to the maps bit. We're on the maps bit, so let's do it. I don't think they should change the map. I think what they should do, right? Look at what Fortnite does. You have like one map that's a decent size, and then you have events that change the POIs. So, as an example, right, you've got the big city, Zerovan City, in the map right now, Urzikstan.
Yeah.
Imagine if there's like a plot to the story in season 6 or whatever, where during the because they dropped the odd campaign mission here and there, didn't they, throughout the time? So where like the city gets bombed or something like that, so that all the buildings are down and broken and slanted, and so it gives a different feel to that map. Or like, or let's say like the power station as a nuclear meltdown, so there's pockets of radiation. Do you know what I mean? So it changes the map, but not without actually changing the map. Do you know what I mean? So we get like POI updates.
I'm up for that.
I just think it's such a better way to do things.
Give me the Verdansk layout and do what you want.
But this is what I mean. Like they could have done that with Verdansk from the beginning.
Yep.
Which we thought we was getting, and then we got from Verdansk to Verdansk 84. Great, thanks for that. But then you've got to look at. I bet if you go back and look at all these streamers that moan about they want Verdansk back, I bet if you went all the way back to when Verdansk was live, they was all moaning because they wanted a different map.
Yeah, 100%. I think I was one of them as well.
But
I can't believe how wrong they got it.
What, Caldera?
Yeah, it just went completely backwards.
Yeah.
With Caldera, and then obviously you went up with what was the next map after that? It was Mazrah, wasn't it?
It was Mazrah, straight into Mazrah.
Yeah, straight into Mazrah, and we improved, and then obviously we're here, which is another improvement.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you could go. I think you had such a hype with the back end of the hackers on Verdansk.
Yeah.
Then obviously everyone wanted a new map, and we got that pile of crap of Caldera. And there was still loads of issues in that, and hackers still at the beginning, until it started coming towards the end of Caldera, when obviously you got Ricochet. And obviously it got better and better, because obviously I saw less hackers. And then you started Al Mazrah, and it was like, okay, can do this, but then it still had its problems. And I know everyone, I like the map, all right? I like this map. But then you still have issues in this map, and I think it's a fundamentally big issue with the servers. I really do, because there's some nights, I think it's got better, but there's some nights where you come off there and you think, what a fucking crap night.
Yeah. But then
simple as that.
Do you not think like what I'm saying about the map as well is like, so we get a year of this map, and then I don't know, I think it's Treyarch that take over next year. So it's a completely new map, completely new game. How do you plan that on the servers? So this is why I say you should have one map and just adapt the map with the game, rather than keep changing a whole new map on. Do you know what I mean? Because then, if you're developing a whole new map, look at how much time you're going to have to put into the bugs, the lagging, and all these other things. If you just kept the same map and just carried on working it, they're the things you could spend more time on. More time on the servers.
I thought Verdansk was coming back.
Yeah, but are we going to get that full time for a year? And what state is it in? Because it's going to have been completely remastered. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to get to sort of what, July, August, by the time this game is completely, or not completely, but as good as it's going to get. A lot of the bugs will be sorted. We'll probably have some more movement changes, a few POI changes potentially.
With a fixed bug, you get another bug.
But that's what I mean. So they're going to spend this whole year working on this map to then get rid of it and put another map in, and then start again with that same cycle of sorting out the problems.
You can only hope that they've sorted themselves out.
Yeah,
if I'm completely honest, obviously it's a good start from here. But the thing is, it's got better. Obviously, with Al Mazrah, it did get better.
Yeah.
Obviously, it still had its problems, and this has got better from then. So hopefully, I've learned from their mistakes. I don't think you're going to get a game where there's so many people playing it. There's going to be a bug in it. Simple as that.
Yeah. But that's my point. That's my point is that if they didn't keep changing the map, they'd have more time to just continually work out these problems, and then we would have a seamless game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because changing the whole map is just going to give you a whole map's worth of new problems. Just keep one. Find a map we like, keep it, and then just POI change it. Do you know what I mean? Take this map now, and then just fucking, I don't know.
Well, the thing is, you can change the map after 3 or 4 years. Just work on that game, that map, changing POIs. Like obviously, I think it's a bigger ask for us to keep asking these things. So I think it's a lot. It's harder for them to change things. Do you understand? So we can say, "Oh, let's do it," but we're clicking our fingers. But for them, it's much harder to change that one little thing. It might well be. Do you know what I mean? But
I've got no idea how to develop a video game. Like, I'm not saying.
Like, are we still on the same servers that Verdansk were on? That's my whole issue. Because there's always been something wrong with the servers. There's always someone been moaning about the servers. And obviously, as Call of Duty grows, the player count grows, right?
Yeah.
Until there's a bad game that really everyone starts disappearing from. But
Warzone 2.
But the thing is, then if the player counts get bigger, obviously there's more income or revenue, right?
Yeah.
How much they take is unbelievable at the moment.
You would have thought they're about to sort the servers out.
I know. I don't think it's going to be cheap.
No.
However, we are in the year 2024, and if we're playing on those servers that it's been rumored that we are, they need to change them. Yeah. It just shows with this game. It's like, what, 12 ticks, is it? Where's this? Let me read this on our notes. Let me just read it. 12 to 20 tick servers, and Valorant's on 128.
Yeah.
I'm not being funny, but it's
a massive difference.
Valorant, Call of Duty, Valorant, Call of Duty, revenue intake. Yeah. It's a massive difference. So you have to reinvest into the servers 100%. Because this is probably the worst the servers have been.
Yeah.
All right. The map's great, and you're always going to get something wrong. But for me, servers are the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
I know there's little bugs and there's gun bugs that you can change, but you can't change once the game's launched on the servers.
I'll probably disagree that it's the worst they've been, but yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
The thing is, obviously, I understand what you mean. At the beginning of every map, that they've been bad.
Yeah.
All right, until they actually fix them. I get that. I've had it before. I've had it in other games. But then the server kind of evens itself out.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is still. How do you change that from 12 ticks, 20 ticks to 128 ticks?
Yeah, no idea.
I don't think it's an overnight thing. It's a matter of, we'll do that next year. So then this whole year we're playing on them servers.
Yeah. But then, is it the same? Is it going to be the same sort of servers for multiplayer, or is that completely different servers? Because I bet theirs ain't.
I don't think anyone will ever really know.
No.
People can always, what's the word?
Speculate.
Speculate.
Yeah.
And the people that are higher up that speculate will be more voiced, if that makes sense. People will be like, "Oh, well, this is what he said.
Yeah,
so it must be true."
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, where are we on the list?
Moving on. We done servers and lag issues to death, didn't we?
Yep.
Resurgence maps.
Yes.
Why have they still got fucking Ashika and Vondel in there? Like, surely you would have already given us a new map. I get that. I get that they're probably remastering Fortunes and Rebirth, but fucking come on, new game, new map, but no fucking new Resurgence maps.
Look, I'm looking forward to Rebirth coming back. Don't get me wrong, I am, because between the actual Battle Royale, it'll give me a break from Battle Royale to go and play Rebirth.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? With the old two maps, I think they had to keep them in because I don't think Rebirth's been sorted out.
No.
That was a part of Warzone 1, was it?
Yeah, Warzone 1.
So I think it needs updating basically. But for me, Vondel, I've never liked Vondel. I will play it because certain people played it. But for me, Ashika Island has been the second best in terms of behind Rebirth Island. So I can understand why they kept it. And obviously, if you look at, but you like bloody Fortunes Cube. What are you talking about, John? But listen, look, it's for me. I had to keep them in because obviously no one wants to keep them playing Battle Royales. And then there's a lot of people that like Rondell, and there's a lot of people that like Ashika.
Yeah, well, they had to keep him in so that you had that resurgence option.
You had that option.
But do you know my opinion on why they didn't bring a new map in?
Go on.
Because they didn't want everyone to jump straight off of Urzikstan and straight into resurgence. That's what I think. Because can you imagine if it had launched with Rebirth Island? There would have been... You've got a lot of people that love Battle Royale, but like Resurgence, Rebirth Island was massive. Like absolutely massive.
I don't think it really matters, because regardless, I think they'll get more people coming back if they get Rebirth out. Doesn't matter if they're playing the Battle Royale map. Doesn't matter if they're playing they've still got a player count on their game, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's anything to do with that. I think it's outdated. I think they've been working on it, and it will come back, remastering it basically. Same as Verdansk. They can't bring that back the way it was.
No.
Do you know what I mean? You still need Ricochet implemented into that game. So
it needs to be updated and remastered, and
yeah, of course.
They've got to change some parts of it. They can't just bring them all out exactly how they were. Surely that's just
no.
I mean, the other thing is as well is you look at the like the multiplayer maps. I know we're not really talking multiplayer, but when they remastered all of those, they had to adjust stuff in them because of the new engine and the new movement mechanics and stuff. It just wouldn't have worked. So maybe they've got a load of stuff like that to do within the maps as well. So
yeah.
But I think Fortunes keeps the one that's rumoured to be dropping first. I think,
it is.
and then Rebirth later on in the year. I mean, I like it. I liked Fortunes. I was one of those.
Of course you will. You'll disappear as soon as it comes out.
I
disappear.
I used to love dropping right in that winery in the middle. Get right in the mix. It was good fun.
It's just so ratty. There's too many levels to it.
I think it just
too many lows and too many highs.
Do you know what? For me, it's going to depend on ranked play. To be fair, but we'll get to ranked in a little while anyway.
Okay, I won't talk about that.
One other thing I've noticed in this Urzikstan map, bunkers. Have you seen all the little hidden bunkers here, there, and everywhere? I don't know how many there is, but I'm hoping we get... Do you remember the Verdansk bunkers where you could find like a little key card and then get into the bunker and there'd be like shitloads of loot in there? I'm hoping they do something similar to that. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah, very true. I have seen the bunkers. If they come up to... I think it gives them an option, doesn't it? It gives them an option to do something with them, so...
Hopefully they get some more like event sort of type stuff in. Not like the destruction of Observatory, because that was crap. But do you remember sort of like the end days of Verdansk when we had like...
Stadium.
You had like the stadium event, you had the train, the train one. What was that one? I can't remember now. But you had a few different like live events within the game. Like that's the stuff they need to be doing more of.
I think them live events were the best. We've only had them really live events, haven't we? The ones I can remember, apart from Observatory.
But they've had you had like the Christmas one in Urzikstan. Did you play that? Santa's sleigh ride or whatever it was.
Yeah, but it's just for me. It's like I do like playing them, but obviously I prefer to play ranked. I'm a ranked player, so I want to play ranked. That's my main choice in battle. That's the whole point. But we'll get into that in a minute. Do you know what I mean? Looking down your list that you've provided us with, a very nice, neat list.
A little bit further down. A bit
further down. We'll get there.
CDL operator packs. Have you seen them? Are you going to be buying them? Do you like them? No.
Nope. Look, tell a lie. Look.
Do you know what? There's one. I don't normally bother. There is one I bought because it just tickled me last time. I was just black and green. I like that. The Boston one. That was the one I got last year. But this year there's the Ravens one, which is like a blue colour. That's nice. I like that. I might
the baby blue.
Yeah,
the baby blue one. Yeah, I've seen that. Like that. Don't get me wrong. Some of them look nice. They all look the same. They're all just different colours.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? They're all just different colours. The Ravens one is nice, but obviously CDL. I watch it. I think it's my multi went out a long time for me. So as soon as Warzones or Battle Royales come out, like I was after Infinity Warfare. I think I went to Fortnite. From Fortnite, I went to Apex, and Apex straight back onto Warzone 1. Yeah. So I only play multi in terms of to rank the guns up. And don't get me wrong, if there's 6 or 7 or 8 people and everyone decides they want to go on, I'll go on. I have a little dibble dabble. And then obviously I do watch CDL, but normally it's on late at night. Yeah. It's like weekday, 11 PM. Do you know what I mean? We're all old. We've got to get to bed early to get up for work early.
Speak for yourself.
So
I'm up at 5 o'clock every day, mate. So yeah, I know that.
But yeah, I like the look of them. I like look. That's a lie. I like a look of some of them.
Yeah.
Will I be buying them? Probably not.
No, see,
That's my opinion.
I don't follow the CDL. So I love competitive Warzone. So I'm always watching the 2v2s, the World Series of Warzone. I went to the final of that last year. Like I love that. But CDL, I'm not interested. Just the operator packs. Like it looks pretty good. I might buy it. Not too sure. But yeah, that's enough of that. I'm not really bothered about the rest of that anyway. So
yeah, sorry about that, guys. We're just going to move on.
Move on. I'll put it on the list. I don't know why I put it on there. Fuck that. Move on.
Right, let's get on to this next one.
Weapon balancing. Boom. Now this is going to be a big section. Weapon balancing. Section. I think
I'll let you start.
There was meant to be an update. I've not looked. I've not been online. I can't see anything.
There was an update. There was an update.
I've not seen anything in the patch notes. I mean, I have got an app that I can look on to see if the meta's changed, but
I don't think you're going to find them out. What are we? We're recording this from like it's nearly 9 o'clock at night. So
yeah, I don't think there's been any patch notes about it yet. Anyway, so but what do you think about meta? What do you think? So I feel like there should be more than one gun that's really good. Like I don't really understand why there's like one or two long range guns. Or let's say
near your mic because it's interfering. I don't think it's me. It might be. I don't know. Let's just sort our phones out.
I've thrown it to the other side of the room. Is that better?
Yeah. Yes, we're on. So yeah, go on.
So we have like sort of two long range meta guns and then a sniper. Normally, that's sort of roughly what we have as metas, and then one maybe two SMGs. But I don't really understand it. Why would you not have 4 or 5 options?
So this all comes down to SBMM for me.
Really?
Because you play a ranked game.
Yeah.
You go into a ranked game. Everyone is running the same guns.
Yeah.
Everyone is running the same secondary guns. Everyone's running the same attachments. But if you go into a bot lobby, you've been in bot lobbies. Yeah. Everyone's running all different guns. And then it becomes not so much about that one gun that you need to run. You need to rank up. You put us in pubs where it's hard, it's easy. Doesn't matter what gun you run.
Yeah.
If you run into a hard team, you could be running meta and you could still lose.
Yeah.
But if you're in a bot lobby, you can run the gun you want to run.
Yeah.
And still have fun with it. You can kill someone with it.
But then that's what I'm saying. So even from the perspective of the meta, why don't they make more than one gun meta? Like, let's have 4 or 5 guns. So you're always going to have, in my view of the meta, you're always going to have 2 options. You're going to have the one that's a little bit better, but probably got more recoil and a bit harder to control. Right. Then you've got the second one, which is just as good, but it's got a lot less recoil and probably got a slightly slower time to kill. So let's say we've got the pull me off, whatever it's called, LMG, and you got the MTZ. So if you put someone up against each other, you've got a player with good gun skill, he'll use the MTS. You've got a player that's probably not as good, he'll go for the pull me up because it's no recoil, 100 rounds in the mag, little bit longer time to kill. Do you see what I mean? Like that's basically your 2 options. But you should have more than that. There should be, let's say, 3 ARs that all have low recoil, decent time to kills, but all sort of really closely similar to each other. And then you should have maybe like the MTZ, like a battle rifle that's got a little bit more recoil, so it's harder to control, but it's got a better time to kill. So for the better skilled players who can hit their shots, they're getting that better time to kill. Do you know what I mean? But it's not. Yeah. It's always 1 or 2 guns, 1 SMG, and it's like that for the whole year, and you don't really get much options there, do you? Do you know what I mean?
I think you'll get a change. I think you'll get better of a change here than you did now, Mazra.
Yeah. Because
it seems like they are pulling their finger out their arse and doing stuff. Yes, I moan about the MTZ being... it should have been nerfed again and a lot quicker than it has been, but I'm running it.
Yeah, do you know what I was going to say? Are you using that gun?
So it's it's I don't know why they do it. I know they can sort it out sooner than they want to.
I just look at our Mazda. We had 6 months of Fennec and RPK, and then 6 months of Cronin and MP5 or Lachman Sub, whatever it was. Like it's just
to run them guns?
It's just boring. But this is what I'm saying, because they're the meta that everyone's running, and if you don't run them, you're losing the gunfights. It's just boring.
And why is everyone running the meta?
Because
if you don't,
you're gonna lose your one-on-ones, aren't you? That's the thing.
And why are you gonna lose your one-on-ones? Because you're in lobbies that are absolutely cracked out of their nuts because you've won a game. And my whole point goes back to, look, you could run any gun you want to in a public server.
Yeah.
Yes, you could get shit on, all right? But then the next game, a bit like multi used to be, God, you used to get some really body teams.
Yeah.
And you could use your fist. Didn't even need a gun. Do you know what I mean? But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I think it all comes from. That you need to run this meta, because if you don't, you're going to get outgunned. You're going to get shot.
But that's what I mean. Like, I got to the point in our Mazda where I was going in with like a AK-47U and just completely making up the build, just to change it up. And like I miss that. I miss when you could literally go in and be like, right, what gun am I going to use today? Let's just make a random build for this. And it was viable. It was okay to use. Might not have been the greatest, but it was usable. Whereas now it's literally, like you say, because maybe it is, maybe you're right, maybe it is the SBMM issue where...
To a certain degree. God, I remember we used to go into multiplayer games and you could, I'm going to have this gun today.
Yeah.
I'm going to have this gun today. I know multiplayer is different.
Yeah.
However, if you went into ranked multiplayer now, you have to run certain guns. You can't run them guns because the other guns will outpower you.
Yeah.
All right. You have to be running them certain guns. But let's go. You go back to multiplayer game. Even now you still get belty lobbies, which means you can run any gun you want.
Yeah.
But it's not as. There's always something different about the gaming now as it was back in the day.
Yeah.
So I don't mean back in the day 20 years ago, Christ's sake. I mean going back 6-7 years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. I think it stems partly from that. Like, I'd love to run any gun I want, but I know I'm going to get outpowered by the pull me off.
Yeah.
And the MTZ. So why I have to run them?
I think they just need to have more. Let's say three long range, 3 SMGs, all viable, all the same, and rotate them more often. Do you know what I mean? Rather than having the same meta for 6 months, just every season, just have a new meta. And it's like when they bring new guns out, they bring a new gun out halfway through the season or something. It's never meta. Like surely, right? You talk about how much money Call of Duty make, right? So we've got a gun. It's a new gun. We're gonna make it meta. We're gonna look at what the meta build's gonna be, put all the attachments on it, put it in a pack, and fucking sell it to everybody. Why don't you do that? They never do. Every pack with a weapon in it, it's never the meta gun. And if it ever is, it's never got the right attachments you want on it. So nobody ever buys it. It's just pointless. Yeah. Like, surely someone looks and goes, right, so this is the meta build for that gun. That's the meta gun. It's going to be meta for the whole season. Let's put a wicked skin on it and sell it for 20 quid and make fucking shitloads of money because... God. Why don't they do that? Stop
making them ideas, Sam. Well, they'll take enough money off as it is.
Maybe they need to pay me and I can like get them some more money. Fucking hell. But yeah, well, let's fuck the meta off now. Let's.
The thing is, you could talk about it till the day comes with meta. Do you know what I mean?
But
you could talk about the new guns that are coming out. But do you know what I mean?
I just hope they change it around a little bit. So
I think give us a option over all the classes what we can run.
Yeah.
And don't be stupid with it.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
There's a few more options.
Just to interrupt this pod quickly, if you are enjoying this pod so far, don't forget. Subscribe to the page, give the video a thumbs up, and just help us out with that algorithm. Let's get back to the action. Okay. Right, so next section then, ranked Warzone. This is the juicy bit. I know that you're looking forward to ranked. So we don't know when it's dropping. This is the thing. No. We have no idea. Now, I went back and I looked at a few bits, and I've seen rumours of May, because that's when it dropped last year. I've also seen rumours of Season 2, which is February, but I don't think it will be that soon. But yeah, hopefully sooner rather than later. just so what do you think? What do you think it's going to be like? Do you think it's going to be good? Do you think do you think they're going to keep the same point system, or?
I hope it stays the same with the movement that's now in place. I hope it's going to be good. I hope it's as good as I think it's going to be. But it's one of them things. It's like, when is it dropping? First of all,
Yeah,
we need to know when it's dropping. Or what state is the game going to be at the time it's dropping in? But I generally can't wait for it.
so
It's a bit
I really
cool.
enjoyed ranked last time. So I was getting to the point with the game where I'm just like, do you know what? I just can't be bothered to play it.
Yeah,
Resurgence felt rubbish. BR felt rubbish, and then ranked dropped, and I was just hooked again. So
yeah.
you know,
It's something to keep you hooked. It's a reward at the end of it, isn't it? I
yeah,
think if everyone wants to win and be competitive. Don't get me wrong. Even the people, like I said to you about dads that want to come back on a Sunday and just chill. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? From football or whatever, or from a roast dinner, they all just want to chill. Everyone's competitive. Everyone wants to win. But this is more for the people that are really, really competitive.
yeah,
They want to go out there. They want to do something, and it's for me. That's what I want to do.
yeah. Don't
Simple as that. I want to play ranks, but I don't. I thought last ranked we played, I think I loved it. It just got to a point of where I wasn't grinding it.
yeah.
Does that make sense? Where I would like to grind it this time. I would like to go flat out on it.
But then I think I was up and down with it for the whole time because I was jumping in with different people and different squads. I think you need to grind it with a squad and really go for it, didn't you? I think that's the thing, and then you start to learn. So one thing I liked about it is it really taught me how to play more tactical. Like
Yeah,
I never really bothered with it because, like I say, I was always playing Resurgence or whatever, and but you have to play it tactical. Like you have to push buildings together and get the trades. And
yeah,
you know, do you know what else I really liked? You know that end bit where you're the last alive and you're just playing for that placement. Like that for
yeah,
me was when I came into my element. I was like
yeah.
like an escape artist and a survivalist, and I used to love that part of it. And like
I
you
think
say,
that's the excitement.
it's that
No,
it's that reward at the end. Like you're like your whole team's dead, everyone's sort of negative SR, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm in the top 5 now. I've just made everyone go plus SR. I'm still alive. I'm getting the odd knock here and there, but just basically running for my life." And it was just so much fun, so much fun.
yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
That's what I found out with multi rank. So the last one before this game,
Yeah,
obviously when it first dropped, I loved it. But then it become like any multiplayer game. It's getting boring. Does that
yeah,
make sense? It's the same map over again, and you're using the same guns over again. Then when Warzone did drop, God, it was. I wouldn't play anything else
yeah,
when I came on. I wasn't on as often as I would like to been, but obviously I have a family and everything, and
yeah,
obviously I do other things around than just PCing. But I think I think if we grind it, it's something that's worth to see actually how far you can push yourself.
yeah, yeah. No, definitely. Hopefully they got some good like rewards for the ranks as well. Like I say, like nobody cares about emblems and stickers, and like people really don't care. Is even
Yep.
with Warzone when they released, what is it, the car camos or something? I was just like, do you know why?
Yeah.
Give us weapon camos, give us operator skins. Like that's the stuff that people really want. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you jump in, let's say you jump into a game of pubs because you're just chilling on a Friday night or something, and
Yeah.
someone drops in with an iridescent skin. You're like, shit, he's fucking good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone jumps in with an iridescent weapon sticker. You don't see that shit. No one cares about that.
Yeah.
It's not a reward. It's just pointless. It's just a waste of time.
But the thing is, them skins are not always what they're meant to be. Some people can really grind it and camp a lot. Does that make sense? So
Yeah, no, I
doesn't
get
make
that.
them any better than you. Like obviously, I didn't hardly play it, and what I was nearly at Crimson.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What's after Diamond? Is it what's first? Plat, Diamond? Is I can't remember which way it went.
Yeah, so it went bronze, silver, gold, platinum,
Yep.
diamond, crimson,
Yeah. So
iridescent.
obviously, I was Diamond 3, and that
Yeah,
wasn't even. God's truth, didn't play it nowhere near
yeah,
as much, and everyone be like, "Oh, how have you got that far? You've been grinding," it. And I hadn't been grinding it. And I think that's the point of obviously I'd like to get a good grind and see what
yeah,
actually the outcome is. And at least you're playing a game, and it's you know it's going to be sweaty when you start getting up, but it also makes you need to push players and kill players when you get to a certain level. So, obviously in bronze and silver, you can camp it out a little bit. Your plus SR when you drop in, you could just sit in the building the whole game, wait to the end and play our placements. But when you get up to them higher levels, you need to start killing people.
Yeah.
Especially end game with the 7 points and whatever it was. So, yeah, it's rewards, isn't it? At the end, it gives you something. And like you said, I think you're all dead. You managed to get one person's back in, and you're flying on the highest building just hopefully to get a 1-2 kill and an end placement of third and second. So I think that's the excitement about it, right?
Yeah. See, I only played it for like one season, pretty much, and I hit plat 3, and I was like 3 points away from diamond, or 10 points away from diamond. So I think with a good grind and a good squad, I could probably do all right. I'm never going to be an amazing player, but I liked getting up those ranks. Do you know what? Like I played a game at plat 3, and I had Benny Central, Tactical Brit, and Jaff, who were all pros in my lobby. And I got my team. I was playing with a random team, just 2 randoms, both got killed straight away. And I had one of them at one shot before all 3 of them shat on me. But the fact that I had all 3 of them pushing me at the same time, and I managed to almost kill one of them, that was like, do you know what? They're all like iridescent, pushing top 250 players. I've had them in my lobby, and I've given them a good fucking fight. That for me was like such a good feeling, knowing that if you get up to them levels with the right team around you, you can compete with some pretty good players. Do you know what I mean? Like because you're going for that reward and you're playing tactically, you're thinking about every rotation, and like, I hope they get rid of that taps thing though. That really pissed me off. That was so annoying.
Yeah, I know, but then obviously it's points, isn't it? I enjoyed it. Do you know what I mean? Everyone get a tap, but by the way, on Samo's behalf, the team he currently plays with, you are good. He means randoms.
Yeah.
All right. So
the team I currently,
if we had a good team,
I'm teamless. You know that. I mean, I jump with anyone. I did push to find a team to actually do some competing with for this year, but I'm not going to talk about that sore subject.
You never talked about that with me, no?
No,
that's one of our different podcasts, right?
No, I mean I can talk about it. I found a couple of people that were like, well, we want to start competing and grinding ranked, and I sort of started doing that, and then they just disappeared and started playing FIFA, and I've not really heard from them since. So I'm just like, all right. Thanks for that.
No, that is because FIFA's come out, or they're saying something.
See, I actually wanted to enter World Series of Warzone this year, and that was the plan, to spend a year grinding the game and enter World Series of Warzone. So anyone out there looking for a third for World Series of Warzone, I'm a free agent.
There you go.
But yeah, no, ranked. I'm looking forward to ranked. I'm definitely going to grind it. So we'll see what happens with that.
I still definitely think I should move my camera for these podcasts now. Yeah. This is where I normally stream. This is my streaming camera. So when I stream on Twitch, I don't like it in front of me. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got a cute face.
Well, I wouldn't
but
go.
For me, it's a bit,
definitely wouldn't go that far.
I look like a bloody potato. So, but anyway, let's carry on with the.
I've not even had a shave.
No, either have I.
Well, this part of my face, I don't even grow hair. It's like a crop circle. But
right. So we're coming to the end of the pod now, aren't we?
Yes. I think we've covered every subject now. So
we have.
Unless there's anything else that you've got on your mind that you wanna say, apart from how great I am, but.
Not really. a bit to the more to the viewers now, to be honest, in terms of obviously we want feedback on this podcast, don't we?
Yeah.
In terms of obviously, even if it's a camera position, or if our mic's too loud, or someone's mic's too, anything that will help the pod, all the criticism that we're taking goodwill, do you know what I mean? And obviously the positive as well, if you enjoyed it. I think that's what we want to hear. We want some thumbs up. We want some subscribers. Let's get it started. Obviously, we're new at doing this. Nothing's going to be perfect right at the beginning, but it's what it could be. Do you know what I mean? So I think I've enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure about the camera position. I think there's one. If I've got one criticism, it's my camera position.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I think it's gone pretty well. Obviously, both of us were really nervous, weren't we?
Yeah.
I think we spent 40 minutes before we even started.
Just talking about it.
Just talking about it, and then I think we wound ourselves up so much that we needed to do it. But we just switched it on and we started talking. I've thoroughly enjoyed this, Samo.
Yeah. No, I was going to say just pretty much the same. Like, if you have enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and comment. Like, just say, Samo, you talk too much, shut up, or move your camera. We didn't like you waffling about this. We didn't like, or positives, negatives, whatever it is. We know this is the first time we've ever done a podcast. Yep. We both, like we said, we're both nervous doing it. It's something new, but something we've both utterly enjoyed. So we're definitely going to do it again.
Obviously, we'll drop all the links.
Yeah.
Underneath this video.
Yep.
Obviously, Discord links. We've just made Discord up. So obviously, it would be better if you could join the Discord and put all the feedback in there. Any comments, any criticisms, anything, or drop it underneath this video. Is there anything you want us to talk about? Like, obviously, it has to be Warzone related. That's what we started this for. It can be multi. It's just, obviously, I'm not really a multiplayer, but I can talk about my opinions on the questions that you have. But yeah, I think this wasn't too bad for the first pod. No?
Yeah, no.
And obviously, go on.
Well, I was just going to say, there's going to be, we've got ideas for other features that we're going to put in. So any suggestions, we're open to suggestions. And more than anything, if you have sat and watched this whole video all the way up to this point with us waffling about about being nervous and stuff, then we just appreciate you giving us your time.
Every bit of it.
So yeah, I think that's us done. Yeah. Yeah, we'll wrap it up there, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to give the video a like, give the page a subscribe, and we will see you in the next pod.